Hi everyone, welcome to the Barbuto Family channel.
Today we're going to be discussing wine drinking. We previously did a video about wine making, but today we're going to be talking about how to drink wine and specifically how to drink this delicious, silky smooth, Super Tuscan SOLAIA wine. First, as a disclaimer, we are not wine experts. Rovena and I are wine enthusiasts.
So we're just going to share our opinion on this specific wine.
So, well, some background on SOLAIA. SOLAIA, as I said, is known as a Super Tuscan. It's a wine from Tuscany, but the predominant grape in this wine is not the grape of Tuscany, which is a Sangiovese grape.
This is the SOLAIA we're drinking tonight. Is a 2016 and it comes from the Tenuta Tignanello, which is right in Chianti in San Casciano, very close to Florence, probably about 20 minutes away out of Florence, in a beautiful vineyard. They make very, very good wines. We love to drink a lot of other Antinori wines. This is one of their best wines that they have.
The production of this wine really deviates from the traditional way to make wine here in Tuscany, which was predominantly always the Sangiovese grape, either pure Sangiovese or predominantly Sangiovese. So now with this blend, it makes this a Super Tuscan. There are several other very well-known Super Tuscans that you guys can try, ranging in price from probably about $350 a bottle to $12 a bottle. In our experience, wines that are less expensive here in Italy still have a very good taste, and they don't give us hangovers like a lot of the less expensive wines in the United States. We have also another very well-known, some people think it's the #1 Super Tuscan, and that is called Sassicaia. One of my clients introduced me to Sassicaia, and this was maybe 8 years ago. And for the first time I drank Sassicaia and I really fell in love with it. It immediately became my favorite wine. When I met Rovena, she had never tasted Sassicaia before. And that was my hook to get her to accept my second date request. And I asked her on our first date if she's ever tasted Sassicaia. She said no. She said, well, how about we have a bottle of Sassicaia tomorrow night? So she immediately said yes. So I very much
well, not immediately, but
I very much owe my marriage.
Let's make him think that.
To Sassicaia. But Sassicaia is another one of the fantastic and very well-known Super Tuscan. As we talk, I'm going to air out the bottle.
So anyways, a decanter is, we use it to pour the wine so the wine airs out and let it sit there for 15 minutes. It depends on the wine. The color so far looks so good. A very deep, deep, deep red.
The very first thing we want to do is we want to study the label. When I look at this label with the gold, with the cursive print behind the word SOLAIA, to me it screams elegance. Many of you probably have ordered wine at restaurants, and then right away when you take your first sip, there's a little bit of a burn to it. And that happens even with these fancy wines, these Super Tuscan wines. But the best way to do that is to air the wine out. So it's perfectly acceptable. As soon as you get to the restaurant, if you're bringing your own bottle of wine, ask the waiter to open it and put it in a decanter immediately. Or order your bottle of wine and you can ask the waiter to place the wine into the decanter right from the very beginning, and to serve it 10, 20 minutes later, half hour later, 40 minutes later, whatever.
It depends how old the wine is. Some wines, they need an hour before to be decanted.
But what about the glassware, Rovena? I mean, what is your opinion on the proper wine glasses?
So for me, I can never drink wine from a plastic cup or from a water cup or from a coffee cup, because believe me, there are people that drink their wines from a coffee cup, and to me it's something that I don't have words to understand it. So for me, it's very important to drink the wine in the proper glass. Anthony disagrees with me because he's okay just drinking wine in any cup, right?
Well, I grew up making wine. It was not uncommon to take the wine right out of the barrel into whatever cup you could find. Styrofoam cup that's, 2 years old and hasn't been washed. I mean, making wine, you're on the farm. You're on the farm.
I know, but when you're making the wine, it's different. I mean, you're right there, you're trying it, that's different. But then when you're sitting at the table and actually tasting a wine like SOLAIA, you really need to enjoy it, because it's not a wine that you actually drink every day and it's not that big of a deal. Even though for me, every time I drink wine, I sip it, I drink it in the right glass, and I just enjoy it. I don't want to just drink wine in a plastic cup. To me, it's not that enjoyable.
Well, there's many occasions where I've drank wine in plastic cups.
Yeah, me too,
and,
of course.
To me,
I didn't like it.
It's more genuine. Of course, it's not super Tuscan, $100 plus wine, but it's usually the homemade wine, and I've drank it many times here in Italy, right from plastic cups and events, social settings, particularly down in southern Italy. It's more common. But I love it, and so this is one of those things to prove that wine drinking is very subjective. I knew someone years back, and he was from Bari, and he only drank wine watered down with ice cubes, and that was his thing. I mean, he loved it, and I shared some with him, and I had no problems with it. It was enjoyable. I like sometimes cold wine, especially on a hot day. But, everyone has their own preference. And so that's why I tell Rovena, there really is no right and wrong. At the end of the day, you just want to make sure you're enjoying the wine. The next thing is the actual pour.
Also, when we're at dinner, I always love Anthony to be the gentleman and pour the wine. And he always needs to be very careful to check if my glass is empty, and he's got to pour it for me.
The first thing we're going to do is we're going to swirl it around like this. You can do it like this, or you can just keep it on the table.
So
like
by
this
swirling the wine like this, it helps get the perfumes out,
activate the aroma.
Yes, so you can smell it better, in my opinion.
As I was saying, it's fun and it's challenging putting your nose into the wine, not into the wine, but up in the glass like this. Take a deep breath right in there.
Then, so it has a strong body. You said that?
Well, this is one of those things that I think is very subjective, because you'll have one wine expert saying that it smells like chocolate or charcoal, and then you have someone else saying that it smells like blueberries and raspberries. So, I guess that's the fun of it, really. What do you smell when you put your nose in the wine?
And the color is like a very deep red.
Yeah, gotta look at the color.
It's not like a washed red, it's like a very, very deep red. So it's a really nice color.
All right, well, here's our brindisi, which means toast in Italiano. And this brindisi is to wine drinking and the romance of wine drinking. And to me and Rovena, and to you all that are watching, and to SOLAIA.
Chin chin.
Chin chin.
How was that saying? Life is too short to drink bad wine. So drink good wine.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could definitely tell it's a Cabernet because I love personally Cabernet Sauvignon.
To me, it's very light and smooth, almost like air.
Turn on the light and wash your hands.
Yeah, that's what I would say. Very silky, smooth, and light. Now, Rovena, could you demonstrate how to properly hold the glass when you drink? Do you hold it like this?
No, I personally never like to hold the wine from here. It's very rare. If I catch myself
Like this?
Holding the wine like this, forget it like this. Like, I don't think I ever do it. Like, I always get the glass from the leg. How do you call this? Is the leg of the glass?
The stem.
The stem, I'm sorry. You should hold the wine by the stem is because if you hold the wine with your palm of the hand right here, the wine will get the heat from your palms and it's gonna change. It's not that it's gonna change the taste, but it's not gonna taste as fresh as it would taste from the glass. Because also another thing, you should keep your red wine in a certain temperature. You cannot keep it right in front of the sun and make it hot. Otherwise it turns in vinegar.
Go easy when you're drinking wine. Don't go crazy and just down the wine like you're downing a shot. You know, if you want to learn the etiquette of drinking wine, follow some of the steps that we talked about today. Hold the wine glass like this. Take small sips of the wine. Smell the wine. Let the wine air out. Swirl the wine like this.
Cheers to all of you.
Cheers to all of that. We hope you guys enjoy wine. Taste it. Try these tricks. Read up on it. Try some of the Super Tuscans. And remember, don't forget to kiss the important people in your life.